Year. I know it's been a long time since I filmed a video. Just time has gotten away from me. I'm not used to having to film everything. And I mean, part of this, the main reason why I want to do videos on YouTube is to kind of document our journey of how we went from Florida to upstate New York, and just documenting the journey of creating a homestead, a farm. So I'm hoping that 2023 I can get better at that. It's just been a really busy year. We've just been really focusing on building the infrastructure for our animals. We actually brought our goats up with us from Florida, and this house didn't have any fencing or anything, so we've been working on that and just trying to establish a garden through the growing season, and just trying to do all the things to make this a home for us. So now that I'm feeling a little more settled, because I feel like this year has just been so much. There's just been so much going on. If you don't know, when we moved up here, we found out that our chocolate lab had a very aggressive form of cancer, and it was devastating news because he was only 6 years old and just really came out of nowhere. And in August, he finally, none of the treatments, the chemo, everything, it just wasn't working anymore. And we had to make the incredibly difficult decision to put him out of his suffering. So that happened in late August. Obviously we went through the grieving process, and then before we knew it, the holidays were here. So this whole year, 2022, really just felt like a blur. And I'm really hoping that 2023 allows me to really settle down and focus on goals, and just even further establish what we want to do to our farm, our homestead, and what we're hoping to achieve from this, even though I feel like we've done a lot. So today, this is where I wanted to kind of get into it with you, because I know for a lot of people, including me, we're kind of in the planning stages. You know, Christmas is over, we're just past New Year's, but we're still very much in winter. And something that I'm not used to, because in Florida you really can grow year round, where up here I'm gardening now in a zone 5A, 5AB-ish. I'm kind of like right on the line. Some websites will say A, some will say B. I think it really just varies year to year based on how cold it gets. So this year, and from now on, as long as we're living up here, winter really is a rest period. It's a period to kind of take inventory of what I have, what do I need to order, what am I thinking about doing, what areas do I want to tackle, because not only is the vegetable garden really important to me, but I really thrive being in a beautiful environment. So not only do I want to have a very productive vegetable garden, but I'm also looking at establishing true gardens, a lot of perennials. I'm really big on doing perennials because you plant them once, and as long as you take care of them, they'll come back year after year. So I'm really doing research on what's the best perennials for this area, native, wildlife loving, attracting plants, shrubs, trees, so stuff like that. And I wanted to just kind of show you today the system that I've adopted now to get things kind of organized. So this is mainly going to be geared towards seed starting. So in the past, I have, and I still have it, and I might just go ahead and insert a clip here of what it looks like. Chest of drawers. It's metal. I bought it a long time ago at a vintage shop. I'm assuming it was something like maybe for tools or screws or something like that. But I actually turned it into kind of like a card catalog of where I kept all my seeds. And when I was living in Florida, I kept it in my main living room with, you know, all my seeds were in there, and, you know, it worked. Well, up here, I don't want to really keep my seeds out during the winter. I mean, I can, but for the most part, I would like to have them just stored away in our, like in our little office area, just have them stored away. And then that way I know, you know, during that rest period, if I need to access like a couple of seeds here and there, fine, I can go up there, pull them out, but I don't need like this whole big chest of drawers that has all of my seeds, because I'm not going to be starting like something like tomatoes for another 3 months, you know? So I came up with this system, and it's not something that I came up with myself. I've seen lots of people use it, and I've kind of taken ideas from other people and put them into kind of my own system on what I'm going to be using for hopefully here on out. The first thing I'm going to show you is how I'm deciding to store my seeds this year. I'm sure you see this on a lot of videos. I'm sure that you, if you watch a lot of gardening or homesteading channels, you know that people really like these photo storage containers. So I actually bought these, I want to say back in November. They were on sale. I think they go on sale a lot. I picked them up at Michael's, and I actually bought 3 of them. I'm probably going to need to buy 1 more, but for right now, 3 seems to be plenty. But I do have a seed order coming in. So there was some things that I needed to restock on, things that I didn't have. So not all of my individual little cases are labeled with everything, but for the most part, I've got 2 of them. 1 is completely full, and I have them going in alphabetical order. So I'll show you. This is the first one here, and I don't know if you can see, but it starts with beans, and then I have, you know, bush and pole, and then it goes into beets and broccoli, cabbage, carrots. Now, I do have, let's see. So I do have artichokes too, and technically artichokes should go up here, but artichokes are actually in a another case that I'll show you in a minute. But this, I really like this. I was able to subcategorize everything. So like the beans, for example, in my chest of drawer, I just only had beans. Pole, bush, didn't matter. Anything that was considered a bean went into that drawer. In this, I like that I've subcategorized from, you know, so that way if I'm looking to grow something on a trellis, I know that I have a category that is pole beans versus picking out a bush bean that is only going to get to maybe 18 inches, 2 feet tall. So I will, so it just opens like this, and you can't tilt it when you open or it'll all fall out. So you have to open it flat, but I'll take one out and show you. So let's just go with the eggplant. So you can see that it fits seed packets pretty much perfectly. So when I need to access this, I open it up and I can see the different eggplants that I have. So I really do like this system. I think that it's going to be way more user-friendly for me, and it's going to be much easier to organize things this way than versus just in that drawer catalog thing that I had. The one thing I will say about this, so stuff like big seeds, you can see here, like I've saved quite a bit of these seeds, and really I don't need to save all this. These are pumpkin seeds. Well, they're gourds, but the reason I saved so many of them is, number one, I'm not really sure how these are gonna do. I actually got these for free from people who donated their pumpkins after Halloween and fall to feed our goats. So if there was a pumpkin or gourd that was particularly pretty or interesting to me, before I gave them to the goats to eat, I would scoop out a decent amount of the seeds to try to start. So the problem doing that is I don't know if they're gonna, I don't know where these were grown. I don't know if they were grown in a field with a lot of different varieties, if they've cross-pollinated, if they were hybrids that are not going to grow true to variety. So, excuse me. So I just went ahead and saved as much as I could just so I had them. I am planning on growing quite a good amount of, well, hopefully a good amount of pumpkins and gourds this year, because our goats really enjoyed them. They really loved eating them, and instead of just relying on people to bring them after the holidays when they're done with them, I thought it would be nice to have them throughout the fall season to give my goats as some supplemental feed and just forage, because at that time forage is starting to slow down. There's not as much variety, things aren't growing. So just to give them a little bit extra nutrition as we're going into the winter months. Plus, pumpkin is really good at kind of keeping their gut health up and making it a hostile environment for certain worms. Pumpkin seeds are really good, and pumpkin in general is really good for ruminants. So but the reason I went off on that, you can see it's not really, it's pretty full. It's not gonna hold much more of that. So if I am gonna be saving these bigger seed type things, like gourds, some cucumbers, watermelons, things that have like the bigger seeds, even like something like a pea or beans, if I am going to be saving the seeds, I'm probably going to need multiple individual cases, depending on how many varieties I want to save, because these fill up pretty quickly if they're not in like seed packets, like flat seed packets. So that's why I was saying I'm probably going to need another one, but for right now it's fine. And then, stuff like herbs, I have, one whole thing for culinary herbs, and then I have another one for medicinal herbs. And I have placed an order for more herbs. I grew a lot last year, so I used up a lot of my supply. So but I am going to be very intentional this year. Now that I kind of have an idea of how the growing season goes up here, I'm going to be very intentional about what I start and what I want in my garden. So, but yeah, so I really do like these photo cases. I think that they are an excellent option if you have a pretty large variety of seeds. I think it's a great way to keep them organized, keep them, you know, this really isn't that big. You could easily stick this underneath a bed, in your closet. I'm probably gonna keep them in our office, in the closet in our office. Anywhere that's in a cool, dark place will be perfect. If you're in a high humidity place, state area, you're probably going to want to make sure they're in an area that's not like near a window, or just somewhere that's cool and dark and dry, preferably. So not in your garage, not in a shed. Keep them inside somewhere. So I've got 2 for my vegetables and my herbs, and like you can see here, this one starts at okra, and then it goes down to turnips, and I still have 3 empty ones here, but I know that I have room to expand on this. So I've got 2 for that, for herbs and vegetables, and then I have 1 for flowers. So I do like to start flowers, you know, ones that people recognize, like nasturtiums, I've got some climbing vines, ornamental grass. So just a variety of different, I call them garden flowers, because these are not really things that I'm planning on sticking in my landscape. I might have a few scattered, but these are more like things that you would put in your garden to attract pollinators. So, you know, cosmos, ground covers like clovers, like little packets of clover that you can like disperse in the walkway. Gomphrena, hollyhocks, nasturtiums, zinnias, sunflowers, salvia, ornamental kale, things like that. So, and again, I do have, I did order a few more things. So, I'll be filling these up. But these are just little things that I've picked up over the years when I, would place a seed order for vegetables or herbs, and I would see those types of flowers or ground covers or whatever, and I'd be like, oh, I might use that someday. And so I have a little collection of that. Yeah, just little garden flowers. So that's what this last one holds. Get that inspiration from somebody in particular. I just noticed that a lot of people seemed to use those, and I just decided to, give it a try, and I really like it, and I think it's going to work good. So on to talking about inventory. So, and this is a recent video. I don't know about you, but when I tend to buy things and I'll put them away, or I'll start them, and then I'll get like another seed catalog, and I see something come out, and I'm like, I might see like a picture in the catalog versus before I ordered it online, and I'm like, oh, that's beautiful, or that looks delicious, I want to try it, and I'll order it again. And then I end up with like 3 or 4 varieties. So I know what happened last year during the winter when I was trying to organize all my seeds to get them, ready for planting season. I noticed I had so many duplicates, and it's just, it's one of those things, like, you think that you go through them, or, maybe you bought another one on accident or whatever. So our village has like a Facebook free website, and I gave a lot of seeds away, which was fine, but at the same time, I don't want to do that again. I want to be really intentional, and I don't want to just hoard seeds. Like, I don't need to have 5 packets of cilantro, you know? So I'm sure a lot of you watching this probably watch Garden Answer. Laura, I get tons of just inspiration from her gardens, like her perennial gardens. I'm just so inspired every time I watch her. And I saw how she organized her seeds with a spreadsheet, and I was like, oh my goodness, I need to do this. So I went ahead and I did the same thing. I created a seed inventory, and I'm not gonna get totally into this, but I created a seed inventory on a spreadsheet, and I have 3 different categories. I have one for vegetables, one for herbs, one for flowers, and I basically did the same thing as her. I have columns set for the type, the variety, the quantity, like how many packs do I have, or how many seeds, if I don't have that many seeds, how many like individual seeds I have of it, and then when to start or plant, which is what I'm working on here. I'm going to highlight everything a different color for what time frame they need to be done, and then like additional notes. So like if, for instance, I have a bean here called 1500-year-old cave bean. It's a pole bean. I have 1 pack of those, and instead of me having to go and find that particular bean in my little case here, I put in my additional notes that it's like a black bean. So that way I know, oh, okay, that's a black bean. I want to grow that. I'm going to grow that here. So I really love this system. It's also, because it's on my computer, it's going to be really handy to just reference it. I have it saved as a bookmark up top. So if I'm on a website, I can quickly look and glance, okay, do I have this already? Oh, okay, I don't need to buy another pack. So this is going to be a lifesaver and a game changer when it comes to being really intentional about what seeds I'm buying and what I already have, so that way I can use up what I need. So if you want more, like a more in-depth tutorial of how to set this up, she Garden Answer, go look her up, or look for the video of her organizing her seeds. She's sitting in her greenhouse when she's doing it, and I'm thrilled with this system. So she'll walk you through it. She has a much better explanation because, like I said, it's her system, but I'm going to start using it. I'm really excited about it. So that's how I'm going to be dealing with my inventory. So when it comes to starting the seeds and how to stay organized of when to start the seeds from my inventory, I'm following the advice of Tracy from Just Dig It Farms. I've been watching Tracy for quite a while now, probably since she started being on YouTube, and I was really inspired. I believe it was her video last year. It might have been the year prior to that, but the way that she has her system for when she knows what to plant. So I believe that she uses just like a shoebox, and that's how I started too. I basically mimicked what she did. She has like a box with dividers, and it tells her, okay, in January this, and then she's got her seed packets of what she's starting in January or what she's starting in February, and each month is divided, and then in those individual dividers she's got the seed packets. So I tried that last year and it worked great. The only problem is I have cats, and my cats tend to chew on cardboard and knock things over when they're on the table. So I was looking for something a little more sturdy and just more, I guess, permanent, because I did like that system. I wanted to keep it up. So when I got the photo things, I also got this from Michael's. And this basically is a box that has individual dividers in it. And I believe they call this like a greeting card organizer or holiday card organizer or something, but it looks like that. And truly it is the perfect system. It's, you know, it's compact. It looks big, but it's really not. It has just the right amount of tabs for what I need, you know, organized. And so this is the system that I'm going to do. So I changed it up just a little bit from Tracy's, but again, if you go to Just Dig It Farms and try to find like how she organizes her seeds or something like that, you'll find her system. So the way that I did it, and I'm going to continue doing it. So in this, I've got 6 dividers, so that gives me 7 openings basically. And I used my label maker to start, you know, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. So that's pretty much as much as I can start seeds, that time frame. I might be able to, you know, push it into September, but at that point I'm kind of closing up the garden. I'm just kind of, I'm over it. I'm burnt out. I'm ready for my break. So so I'll just pull out February. Okay, so February. So here is February, and you can see here, I actually went by a gardening book that I've had for a little while now. And it tells you in my zone when to start what. So I know in February I can start artichokes, celery, leeks, onions, and then mint, oregano, and thyme. So I have everything labeled here. So what I do is I go to my little photo albums here and I find what I need. Put this back. I find what I need, I pull it out, and then I stick it in that slot. So that way I know in February or the end of January, this is what I'm starting. So everything is right there for me. It's ready to go. And I've only done February so far, but this is the books that I'm using because we're in upstate central New York. I had bought this book right when I found out we were going to be moving up here to just have as a guide and a reference, and it's really come in handy. So this basically goes month by month and it tells you what to start, and I keep this book right at the very back of this little box. So that's what I'm saying, it's like the perfect size. It keeps everything filed and neat. So so let's go into something a little more, a month that there's more stuff going on. Okay, so May, for instance, May is technically the month that in my zone, my area, that's when pretty much it's on. Garden season is officially open and the nurseries are fully stocked, and this is the busy time. So here I've got transplant outside, all the things that should have already been started in the prior months. I've got the direct sowing now, direct sow, and then I have everything listed here of what I can direct sow outside. And then at the very bottom here, I have asterisks that if I'm gonna plant sweet potatoes, this is the time to get the slips and plant sweet potatoes. So they're just kind of little notes for me to stay on track, stay organized, and know what I have to do every single month. So yeah, I really, okay, so here's another one. So August is kind of like you're getting ready for fall and starting to think about buttoning up your garden. So I have transplant outside, you know, all the cool weather crops that if I started them, that's when to transplant them. And then, so then I also have here September, because like I said, this is when it's starting to slow down. So I've got, you know, stock up on the soil amendments and plant perennials, because now we're entering fall. And in this zone, this is where you're gonna do, at this time, all the things in the garden centers, like, you know, your amendments and your soils and fertilizers, they're starting to go on sale at this point. So this is when I need to be stocking up on things at sale price. And then also a lot of perennial plants, because they're not looking great at this point. A lot of garden centers will put them on sale. So I should be looking for perennials to plant and go ahead and plant them, get them in the ground for winter. And then at the very bottom here, I have October, and October is when I'm going to be planting my garlic and my shallot bulbs. So you can just see how I did that, because like I said, I'm not really gardening in the fall, not yet at least. I'm not set up for it. So we don't have like a greenhouse or anything. So I just kind of take the fall off. I might try to put, you know, maybe some kale or cold weather crops in there, but for right now, I'm more focusing on my spring and summer crops. So, but yeah, so I just wanted to share with you how I'm planning on staying organized and on track this year. I'm really excited about this system. I think it's great. Like I said, I kind of took little tidbits from different people and I put them together to make my own. And I think it's gonna really work great. So I'm excited for garden season. I don't know if you guys are, but I am. I'm thoroughly enjoying our break though, because I know spring is going to be really busy this year. We have hopefully all, if not most, of our doughs are bred. So we will have a lot of little bouncing baby goats. I'm planning on ordering some more chicks, ducks. My daughter really wants some more ducks. Hopefully we'll get some goslings this year. You know, there's just, I'm really enjoying this break because it's getting me excited. It's getting me excited to do all the things when winter is over. So I hope you guys had a fantastic holiday season and just are really taking this time to take inventory, plan, dream, and I'll see you soon, hopefully. I'm going to try so hard to be better with videos this year, guys, because I want to document this stuff, not only for you, but for me. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you have anything to add, maybe a system that's working for you, I would love to hear it, and I will talk to you soon, friends. Bye.